Hi everyone, welcome to the new podcast series of Trade School. Here I'm going to take interviews of the industry experts where they will going to share their experiences, what all the success that they have received in their life, plus what all other struggles they have faced in their life. So today we have with us Mr. Deepesh Chhabra, who is the Associate Director Category at Tata Digital India. So he will going to explain all the experiences of his life plus what all other struggles he have faced in his life. So sir, सबसे पहले हम जानना चाहते हैं कि आपका जो करियर है और आपकी जो जर्नी है वो कैसे स्टार्ट हुई?
Thanks Rupali for giving me this opportunity to share my journey. So I'll start from the beginning. Born and brought up in Mumbai, college engineering in Mumbai from DJ Sanghvi College, MBA from KJ Suma Institute of Management in Marketing, 2014 pass out. Mumbai is a difficult city.
Definitely.
हाँ, so जो यहाँ पे start किया है जिन्होंने born and brought up, it's still easy for them. Otherwise, it's quite difficult. So I got my first campus placement in Havells India Limited as a management trainee. So they took me through the various functions and departments within the organization. That gave me a good exposure in terms of how a manufacturing company, scales up. But the profile was not what I wanted to do. Then I got an opportunity from Bennett Coleman Company Limited, that is the Times of India.
So like you told me you have done marketing. You have done MBA. तो वो आपका मार्केटिंग से स्पेशलाइजेशन हुआ था?
Yes, marketing full time.
Okay.
2 years.
And then you started by doing sales.
Yeah, that is what happens with most of the people.
Yeah.
They do MBA in marketing, but 90% of the jobs on campus offer you sales or business development. So that is how everyone starts.
So I can completely relate, sir, because I have also done my MBA in marketing and HR. So I was looking to start my career with marketing, but ultimately I started my job doing business development work. So
but I'll tell you, it's not wrong.
Yes.
To understand anything with respect to the sector or the organization or the industry in which you are, I think sales is the best way to go.
Okay.
Because till the time you don't know how your suppliers, buyers, your channel partners, their thought process, you can't sit in a corporate office and design strategies. Marketing is what, more strategic level. But उसके पहले तुम्हें core ground level पता होना चाहिए, and for that I feel sales is a must, and everyone at least in their career should do sales at least in their initial bit. So I don't think anything wrong over there. It's a good start.
So I believe sir वही है कि अब जब जाके देखोगे कि दिक्कत क्या है तो ज़्यादा अच्छे से आइडेंटिफाई करोगे कि आगे फ्यूचर में क्या प्रोडक्ट्स डिलीवर करने मार्केट.
Exactly. Because मार्केटिंग भी तुम उसी चीज़ की करोगे जो तुम्हारे कस्टमर का पेन पॉइंट है.
Definitely.
तो कस्टमर का पेन पॉइंट समझने के लिए यू हैव टू बी ऑन ग्राउंड और यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द कस्टमर साइकी, द बिहेवियर, द बाइंग पैटर्न. सो फॉर दैट सेल्स इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
So ultimately, like you are telling me, आपका sales से career पूरा start हुआ. So now it is something like you are enjoying, or like how it is going?
So sales was also, I'll not say it was not an enjoying period, but yes, it was tough. It's not easy. So yeah, Havells I was working for like a year and a half. Then I moved to Bennett Coleman and Company Limited. That is the Times of India. There I worked with them as a key account manager for 3.5 years. I would say that was the platform, or that was the company that really launched me, or I discovered myself. So I got an exposure of meeting a lot of big clients. I was managing the real estate part of Mumbai, and real estate gives Times of India the major revenue in terms of advertising.
And I think sales. If we talk about sales, then real estate is like something that is very difficult. What I have heard from most of the people, like working in insurance for sales and real estate is the toughest one.
Yeah. So real estate, while I think you are saying from selling real estate, I am talking from the advertising field.
Okay.
Since Times of India, I was managing their print, radio, digital. So, but because of the brand name, it was not that difficult for me, and I got an opportunity to meet the owners of companies like Rustamji, Kalpataru, Godrej Properties, and it was a really good exposure for myself. So there I continued for 3.5 years. I grew in my organization, I grew in my self capabilities. Then I thought it's the right time to make a move. That is when I joined Make My Trip. So Make My Trip is where from my travel career started. So again I was managing the West region as a key account manager, the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, MP, Chhattisgarh, all the premium 4-star, 5-star properties that you see on Make My Trip. So I was managing them, and my role was to ensure they grow business through Make My Trip and GoIBIBO as a platform. More room nights, more strategic partnerships, alliances, working cohesively just to ensure that business scales up.
So sir, all the things that you are telling me, was it your dream only, or like your parents were having some other dream?
See, to be very frank, I'll tell you, everything is not planned. At least in my
Yeah.
case, everything was not planned.
Okay.
So things started falling in places when you started, in your journey. At some point in time, there was some doubts, confusion in your mind, whether you are on the right track or not. But you have to trust. You have to trust yourself, and you have to trust the process that you are following. So I was sticking to a simple process of, growing my self abilities. Learning new things. While your degree must have given you X things, your job will make you learn X things, but you have to go beyond. You have to, evolve yourself much more in a comprehensive manner. That was the approach that I took for myself. And with that trust, today, after 10 years working in a corporate industry, I feel very much settled, very much at peace, and very much, I enjoy what I'm doing.
That's great, sir. And thank you for sharing your journey. जैसे कि हम सभी लोग जानते हैं कि कभी जो भी कोई सक्सेसफुल पर्सन होता है वो अपनी लाइफ में सक्सेस तभी पाते हैं जब अपनी लाइफ में कोई स्ट्रगल करते हैं. सो टुडे वी विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट ऑल आर द स्ट्रगल्स दैट मिस्टर दीपेश हैज फेस्ड इन देयर लाइफ.
जैसा कि मैंने कहा, आई हैव स्टार्टेड माई जर्नी इन मुंबई. सो इफ यू वांट टू नो द चैलेंजेस, देयर आर क्वाइट अ फ्यू. सो आई first start with the city itself. The city is not an easy city to cope up with the traffic, the pollution,
Yes.
the
And the
traveling
distance.
and the distance from your
Yes.
work, from your office. So that was one of the challenge, but since I have born and brought up here, so it was little bit comparatively easy for me to cope up. Then when I started working, I got exposed to the corporate world. And corporate world, while you are fresh out of college, you have been with
Yeah.
your friends, but when you start working with your colleagues, the dynamics slightly
Change.
starts becoming difficult and different. And plus, so I will say ki, the gestation period that someone needs to get comfortable within the job, that starts reducing. So first job may you have good 1 month 2 month to get familiar. As soon as you start growing up in your ladder, career ladder, the time to learn starts decreasing, and the expectation from your organization starts increasing. So I think, to summarize, there are 3-4 key challenges or key learnings, I would say, because challenges के साथ learnings आती है. That is one, is to get very accustomed and friendly with your team. Because without team, the work can't happen. Everything has to be done cohesively.
Yes.
So one is getting quickly bonded with your team. Second is understanding how the top management thinks.
Okay.
Because most of the times we are working in our own silos, but the way the strategic or way the higher management thinks doesn't flow down well. It's somewhere there is not transparency within the organization, but somewhere you need to read between the lines of what your manager wants you to do. So that is one more challenge which I face,
So
shifting
like, have you
priorities.
faced any time biasness, or sometime you being like कि मेरे को corner किया जा रहा है? Because see, if it is corporate, then definitely sometimes these things takes place. So was there any time where you faced such things?
Yes, while see, with me personally, there have been occasions.
Yeah.
Because as I've worked with 4-5 different companies, I've worked with different bosses within the same organization, multiple managers. So I have seen, I know what happens. But now, after spending certain years, it's slightly easy to know and understand, and it's more work to work rather than other aspects of life when you not discuss with your seniors or your peers. But as I was summarizing, one is the team dynamics, one is understanding what the top management wants, third is being focused, or being sometimes you just get deviated from the work and other distractions. So
Yeah.
just you have to be very focused. It happened with me in one phase of my career when I was not really enjoying my work and I was getting distracted to multiple other things. So that is where I again switched back to the core of for what I have been asked to do. So these are the 3-4 key challenges or learnings that at least I have encountered during my career.
We all have heard his struggles. Now we will understand his stress cooper funda.
स्ट्रेस होता तो बहुत है.
Yes, sir.
अभी मेरा सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेस बस्टर है my son.
That's
He's
nice.
2 years old, and like whenever I see him, he's like the stress relief, or I just forget everything, whatever stress is in
So
my
when
head.
you come to when you come from office and you just see his face, So something is there, like, you forgot all the stress.
Yes. Before that, I would say my parents, because I used to stay with them. So whenever you sit with them, speak with them for 15-20 minutes, you feel you are comfortable and you are back to your normal world. But I would give one suggestion to people who are staying away from their family, who are not yet married. They have to indulge in some sort of hobby or some sort of activity which will keep themselves occupied. It can be as basic as joining a track club, or reading a book, or watching movies, or hanging out with friends, social friends. So something which keeps them occupied. And it will be great if they can blend this with something which enhances their skills.
Okay.
So it's slightly tricky, but if someone can do that, and I think it's like cherry on the cake.
जब भी हमें किसी करियर को सिलेक्ट करना पड़ता है तो हमें बहुत कन्फ्यूजन होता है बिकॉज ऑफ आर सराउंडिंग. तो आज जानते हैं हम कि वो कन्फ्यूजन को हम कैसे दूर कर सकते हैं.
आई एग्री, कन्फ्यूजन बहुत होता है, मुझे भी बहुत हुआ था टू सिलेक्ट विच स्ट्रीम आई शुड गो इन. बट आई वुड सिंपली सजेस्ट डूइंग टू थिंग्स. वन इज आइडेंटिफाइंग what you are good at, which is not easy.
Definitely. Options are so much.
Yeah, so first you need to identify what are your interests, what you are good at, and second, what is in trend. So उसके लिए कोई काउंसलर या कोई सीनियर जो आपका फैमिली फ्रेंड हो, जो करियर में या कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में अच्छा कर रहा हो, उससे जस्ट यू हैव टू बी इन सिंक. So when you club these two things, I think you will hit the sweet spot. You will always enjoy the work you are doing, and you will always be in demand. So I think that's the way to do it.
बट सर कई बार क्या होता है, जैसे अगर मैं बात करती हूँ टायर 2 सिटीज़ की या स्मॉल सिटीज़ की, राइट, पेरेंट्स आर लाइक कि उन्होंने इतना एक्सपोजर उनको मिला नहीं होता है. सो दे वांट कि उनके जो चिल्ड्रन होते हैं, राइट, दे शुड गो प्रोफेशनल फील्ड, जैसे डॉक्टर्स हुए, इंजीनियर्स हुए, या जो उनको पढ़ के. बट अगर वही कोई बच्चा किसी आर्ट फील्ड में जाना चाहता है या क्रिएटिव फील्ड में, तो वहाँ पर उनको बहुत प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ती है बिकॉज देयर पेरेंट्स डोंट अग्री फॉर दैट. सो लाइक how then they can deal in such situations?
No, I agree. It's a very difficult, situation, and ये एक पूरा mindset issue है.
So सर, आज का हमारा जो भी कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ है, आई थिंक दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन विल गोइंग टू हेल्प अ लॉट टू द स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज जो भी ट्रेड स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स हैं या जो भी बाहर के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, दे विल लर्न कि उनके लाइफ में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है और जो भी वो करियर बनाना चाहते हैं वो कैसे बना सकते हैं. प्लस सर, मेरा एक और लास्ट क्वेश्चन है आपसे, लाइक अभी जैसे हमारे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हमसे कनेक्टेड है, तो आपका उनके लिए क्या मैसेज है?
सो आई थिंक आज का यूथ जो है वो बहुत एस्पिरेशनल है. सबको फास्ट ट्रैक ग्रोथ चाहिए,
यस,
विच आई एम ऑल्सो सीइंग इन माई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बट फ्रेंकली स्पीकिंग, देर इज़ नो शॉर्टकट टू सक्सेस. सो आइडियली माई suggestion to them will be keep upscaling themselves, keep upgrading, keep updating, because whatever small things they learn, they don't know उसका returns कब और कहाँ आएगा, but definitely आएगा. So this is the only suggestion that I have to them.
थैंक यू सर.